Java and Python are two of the most popular programming languages. Of the two, Java is the faster language, but Python is simpler and easier to learn. Each is well-established, platform-independent, and part of a large, supportive community. But that is where the similarities end. When you're considering Python versus Java, each language has different uses for different purposes, and each has pros and cons to consider. When it comes to sheer speed, Java is a clear winner. According to Stack Overflow, this general use, compiled language, is the fifth most commonly used programming language. It's also the third most in-demand programming language that hiring managers look for when hiring candidates, according to HackerRank. Several factors are driving Java's continued popularity, primarily its platform independence and its relative ease to learn. Although Java is faster, Python is more versatile, easier to read, and has a simpler syntax. According to Stack Overflow, this general use, interpreted language is the fourth most popular coding language. It's also one of the most in-demand programming languages that hiring managers look for when hiring candidates, according to HackerRank, second only to JavaScript. Without wasting time, let's get into the session. We are going to start with Java. Now let's see, what is Java? Java is a programming language and platform that's been around since 1995. Since its release, it has become one of the most popular languages among web developers and other coding professionals. It's a general-purpose, object-oriented language. Unlike Python, Java is a compiled language, which is one of the reasons that it's your faster option. When you program with compiled languages like Java, the coding gets directly converted to machine code. That lets the processor execute much more quickly and efficiently while giving you increased control over hardware aspects like CPU usage. Other examples of compiled languages include C and C++, Rust, Go, and Haskell. Java is widely used in web development, big data, and Android app development. It has also been gaining traction when used in cloud development and the Internet of Things, IoT. Java is also helpful for working on enterprise-level web applications and microservices. A variety of organizations use Java to build their web applications, including those in healthcare, education, insurance, and even governmental departments. Some of the big names using Java today include NASA, Google, and Facebook. Let's now explore the advantages of Java. Speed and efficiency are two of the big draws of using Java. It's also one of the coding languages considered to be easy to learn. Because many of the processes of this high-level language run automatically, you won't have to do an intense study of how everything works as much as you would with a low-level language. You should be able to master it relatively quickly, depending on how much time you can devote to learning and practicing. The following are the disadvantages of Java. Before deciding whether Java is the right programming language for you to start with, it's essential to consider its weaknesses. One of the main downsides to using Java is that it uses a large amount of memory, considerably more than Python. Additionally, Java manages its memory through garbage collection, which happens once the application you're working on no longer references the object. Java's garbage collector clears it from memory, but during the process, other threads have to stop while the garbage collector works. The step impacts the overall performance of the application. Here let's say goodbye to Java. So, let's shift to Python. So, what is Python? Python has been around since 1991, when it was first released. The programming language was designed by Guido van Rossum with a design philosophy focused on code readability. One of the driving forces behind Python is its simplicity and the ease with which many coders can learn the language. It's an interpreted language, which means the program gets run through interpreters on a line-by-line basis for each command's execution. Learning the language and testing programs is faster and easier in Python compared to Java, primarily due to it boasting a more concise syntax. As you're entering lines, you enter them right into the terminal instead of having to compile the entire program before running it. Other examples of interpreted languages include Ruby, PHP, and JavaScript. Python empowers developers to employ a variety of programming styles while they're creating programs. Because it's so flexible, you might use it, not just for object-oriented programming, but also for functional and reflective programming. It's popular among programmers for back-end development and app development. It's also a top choice for those working in data science and machine learning, primarily because of its extensive libraries, including scikit-learn and pandas. It's the programming language used to develop many of the leading digital platforms and tools we use today, including Google Search, iRobot Machines, and YouTube. Now let's understand the advantages of Python. Python's versatility is difficult to match, and it's so flexible that it encourages experimentation. This keeps programmers from being pigeonholed into only building one type of application. You can learn just one language and use it to make new and different things. Computer Weekly calls Python the most versatile programming language, noting that although there might be a better solution for any given problem, Python will always get the job done well. After that, now we are going to see the disadvantages of Python. While Python is arguably one of the easiest and fastest languages to learn, it's also decidedly slower to execute because it's a dynamically typed, interpreted language, executed line by line. Python does extra work while executing the code, making it less suitable for use in projects that depend on speed. However, if speed isn't a sensitive issue, Python's slower nature won't likely be a problem. Learn just one, or learn them both. Many programmers eventually learn multiple programming languages. To get started, you'll be better off if you choose one, but which is better as a start? That depends upon what you find most interesting and which language feels like a good match for your goals. If you're just beginning to learn how to code, you might want to start by learning Python because many people learn it faster. It's simple and more concise, while Java has more lines of complex code. Here we reach the end of today's video. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.